Hey guys, it's Jenny. Today I'm going to tell a story about how I got expelled. I tried uploading this video, but my iPad's real weird with the videos, and if I stand it up, it doesn't show half my face, and so I was having some difficulties. But, so now I'll just have it sideways from now on, but, I'm going to tell a story about the first time I got expelled. So, I was in middle school, and you know how everybody has their little groups that they sit with at lunch. I was sitting, there wasn't enough room at the table that day, and so I sat on the floor. And I was still just talking to my friends and just chilling and stuff. And the lunch lady comes over to me and she's like, "You need to move." And so I get up and I'm sitting on like the edge of the bench. One of my friends scoots over so I can sit on the edge of the bench. And the lunch lady's like, "No, you have to move." And I was like, no, I'm not gonna move. Like, there's no reason I'm sitting on the bench like you wanted, so I'm not gonna move. And she was like, "No, you have to move." And I was like, you know what, whatever. So I went to go storm away because, little attitudes in middle school. But anyways, I went to go storm away, and she blocked the walkway, and I was like, what? Like, you just told me to move. Hold on, guys. But you just told me to move, and you're gonna block the walkway. Like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what? You make so much sense. Hold on, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. And so, me and her were like going back and forth, pushing each other with like our bodies, and I was trying to push past her so I could go sit somewhere else, like she had told me in the first place. And so I was trying to push past her, and she kept pushing me back, and I was like, "You make no sense, woman, like, what are you doing?" And so I finally pushed hard enough to push past her, and I went and sat at a different table. I watched her go over to the vice principal, and she told him that I pushed her, and I was like, really? Like, she pointed at me and everything, and I was just like, really? And so he comes over to me, and he's like, "I need to talk to you in my office." And I go to his office, and he's like, "So she told me that you pushed her." And I was like, no, that's not what happened. We were going back and forth, pushing each other with our bodies because she had told me to move, and so I was going to move. And she was blocking the walkway, so I pushed past her with my body so that I could get through. He was like, "So you did push her?" And I was like, "Really? Are you serious right now? Like, what do you mean I pushed her?" I was like, "She did the same thing that I did. What do you mean?" And so he's like, "I'm going to have to expel you because you pushed her." And I was like, aren't, like, school staff not supposed to put their, like, physical body on a child? Like, what do you mean I'm expelled for pushing her? What do you mean she was doing the same thing that I was? And so my mom came in, and she was like, "What happened?" And they didn't really like my mom. Like, it seemed like they were scared of my mom, because every time she would come in the school, they'd meet her at the door and be like, "Hello, Miss Kohler, what do you need? Like, how are you? What do you need?" And so my mom came in with my little brother, and because he was like 4, and she was like, "What happened?" And I'm just like in tears because I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I got expelled for pushing a lunch lady in middle school. And the funny thing is that it kind of benefited me, because that's how my mom figured out that I had a really high IQ because I got put in South program, which is basically just a school for expelled kids, but it was at the same school that I got expelled from, and I was like, you guys make so much sense. Like, expel me from school, but let me back. Like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. But my teacher figured out that I was like really smart and told my mom. And she was supposed to bring in like a calculus book so we could see how smart I was and stuff like that. But she never brought in the book, and then I skipped a grade, and that's a whole nother video. But yep, that's how I got expelled. So if you can relate, response video, and if you cannot, well then, how are you today? Hope you enjoyed this story. But you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time.